What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is jesusconde, and today we're going to be continuing this painting, specifically the face of this fairy. So let's get started. Alright, guys, so the first thing I do for today's progress is to have a reference, and it has to be a good reference. The lighting has to be either similar to the painting that I'm doing, or in a good direction. Like I can see this working out, right? If it doesn't have any post-production, the photo, the better. And also in this case, I modified it a bit. I rotated it down so she could look like she's looking at the fairy in front of her, and also changed the colors a little bit. I desaturated the image, so now the skin color, the skin tones are more similar to the rest of the body that I was doing. And I'm not saying you have to do this all the time, but this is the way I prefer to do it. I prefer things to be as close as I need them to be. Also, something that I do is to have it as much as I can the same size of the one that I'm painting. So this is kind of the way I use this divide screen of the Photoshop is really helpful for me, because I need it to be the same exact size in order to me to work with reference. I haven't learned completely how to manage different size of reference, like having it on another screen and maybe not being the same size of what I'm doing. I still have to figure that out, but this is comfortable for me, so to work this way, and this is the way I do it for now. And it did happen in this video that I was painting with another size reference, another size than the one I was doing with the legs and the arm, but that's a little bit later on the video. Alright, so I don't have to copy everything perfectly. I don't want, when I use reference, I just try to get a better version of what I had before, and I don't want it to look like I just a photocopy of the original. That's not the way I like it, right? And also because I want to put a little bit of myself into it. I don't want to just copy a photo and that's it. Usually sometimes I change things, like change a little bit of the hair or the eye colors. Sometimes if it has the mouth closed, I open it, or vice versa, and stuff like that. I had to change the size a tiny bit, and also lower that elbow on the other side because it was too high. And those are modifications that I can only do because I'm doing this slowly and very thoughtfully, and I'm really into doing this painting with the time that it requires. I don't have any deadlines for it, so that's a good thing, as it's not the usual way I do illustrations, because normally I will have a deadline for whatever in terms of like work, if it's a concept or an illustration or anything, so things have to move faster. But because I'm doing this like one video at a time, I can really take the time to kind of do things in a more relaxed way, and this is allowing me to test ideas out and move forward in a more calm manner. So here I'm adding a little bit of elements that you can see that appear in the comic book. It's in the webtoons. Fairies uses bones as some kind of rank system, and having a lot of them will send the message to the sisters, to the other fairies, about how skilled she is in terms of defense, like how deadly they are basically. The more you have, the more skilled you are. And the biggest ones can be used for like skirts or attached to the armor when they get it. Usually they get it with killing like a big bug, and In this case, I'm just trying to move forward with the face and then see what happens. Maybe I will do the helmet, maybe not. I'm still thinking about it. And you can already tell that they don't look exactly the same. Like the face of that I'm painting is slightly different, especially on the mouth. And also I rotate and flip the image a lot because I want to make sure that it's looking that I'm not missing anything, any details or anything that just looking the same image on the same side all the time will make me forget about or miss. When I flip the image, I can spot those mistakes and stuff really quickly. Alright, so I found a photo that I cannot show here because of it will be inappropriate, but it's a pack that I have of like hundreds of photos on it's like this girl that is like rotating on some kind of platform, and all the pictures is like the same pose but in different angle, and it's like a turntable basically of the same pose. And I found this one that she had the leg kinda in this same position of the one that I'm painting, but the problem is that she has the foot on the floor and mine has the foot on the air, so some things are just difficult to find reference for. I mean, in this case, she will have the muscles of the legs relaxed instead of having her body weight on the feet. So it's kind of hard to find reference like this. I guess if you have a lot of time and you can ask somebody to post this way, it will be great. That will be the best way, I guess. But also the lighting will have to match as much as possible and stuff like that. I recommend that, and this is just my personal opinion of course, is that you try to modify the colors a little bit from your reference so it looks as much as possible as what you're doing. If the skin have more pale colors, try to do that, and try for God's sake not use photos that are post-processed. Like some photos could have purple in the blacks, and have this kind of like weird lighting. Try to have a natural lighting as possible, so you could use that as a good base or a way to start your image with. These specular reflections of light that I put on the neck are kind of just made up. In the reference that it doesn't exist, but there is a little bit of that. And sometimes what I will do is just interpret that reference. If it has a little bit of that, I can kind of see in my mind how it will look if it was more intense. I don't need to modify the photo to do that. But in a whole face, it's kind of different, So sometimes you use that technique of modifying your reference, and sometimes you don't. You kind of start to figure out where to use it and where not to use it. These hands were kind of the same. The hands had the correct lighting, I guess, of what I'm doing. It's not that I'm being extremely picky about it, but the intensity of the light was low. So in my mind, I was trying to pump up those highlights and stuff just to kind of do something on my image. Here I'm sketching a little bit of that necklace with a lot of teeth and fangs from creatures, and they are small creatures, so yeah, they're very small. It's not that I'm doing something extremely anatomically correct. I know, like I don't know, like I've seen photos of teeth from rats and stuff like that, and they don't look like this. They look different. But I mean, I guess if I start to do everything like so accurately, I will kind of freaking lose my mind, especially in the comic where everything has to be drawn so fast, or I will spend the next 10 years just doing one just doing one comic. But yeah, do you know how I work now? That I do some stuff and later I can change it without without feeling bad about it. So that's the kind of painting we're doing. Eventually maybe I will just change all the teeth that I put on the neck and put something else or whatever. It's just how I feel it. Especially this, because it's something personal, it's not for a client or anything. So it's kinda, I'm just having fun to put it somehow. And yeah, I really think this looked good at the end, and I really like the result. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Next week I will try to do the face of the other one, and I'm probably gonna try to find the same face angle that she had. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. See you on the next one. Bye.